Alright, this is my battle report between the Empire and the Lizardmen at 2,400 points. And starting off with Empire Magic, I had Pit of Shades, the Pembilar's Pemblem, the Enfeebling Foe, and Occam's Mindrazor. My opponent used Beast for Lizardmen, and he had Wisdoms and the Curse of Honor here. And starting off here at my opponent's battle, he had 10 skinks lined up there on the left, and then a big block of the Skrock unit there with 3 Kroxigors in there. And there is 3 characters in there, which will be going over this slide. Characters will be on the next slide. And he's got the Engine of the Gods behind his lines there, another block of Saurus with an old one, another block of Saurus, and he's got Saurus all have hand weapons and shields, and then he has a old Stegodon there proxied as the Baslodon with the solar engine. And then my Empire army here on the left has the Demigryphs, and then 2 cannons, a unit of a 10 Inner Circle Knights with an Arc Collector. And then just to the right of that is a unit of 50 Halberdiers and a Celestial Hurricanum. And then looking up here at my opponents, he has the Skink Priest, which I wrote up to the left, but it's in the Skrock unit there. All he has is a Dispel Scroll. Then there are 2 Skink Chiefs in there as well. One has the Biting Blade and the other has the Pigeon Plucker Pennant. And then the Saurus Old Blood, which is his general, has the Obsidian Blade, so no armor saves, and he's lined up perfectly against my knights. And he also has the Potion of Strength. And then my Arc Collector, he's, heavy armor, shield, full plate, not full plate, they can't take that. He has the Barded Warhorse, and he also has the 5-up ward. And then to the right there is the Warrior Priest and the Halberdiers. He is naked just with a heavy weapon and shield. And then here on the right side I have my Halberdiers, which we saw before, and behind them is their unit of detachment of archers with my Battle Wizard. Who's actually a lord. Then I have my Steam Tank and a unit of 20 Great Swords with another Warrior Priest. And after going from the right from his Baslodon, he has the Saurus, the Scarvet, on a Connoisseur, and he has another unit of 10 Skinks. And also have my BSB and the Halberdier unit, and they are facing forward even though the guys are facing to the left. He has an Enchanted Shield with his full plate to give him a 2-up armor save and a 4-up ward just to keep him alive. And my Battle Wizard Lord just has a Dispel Scroll. And the Warrior Priest on the right with the Great Swords is naked also, just with a heavy weapon and a shield. And then his Scarvet has the Armor of Fortune and the Relic Sword. And his Carnosaur has the Loping Stride upgrade. Alright, so starting out, Lizardmen got to go first. So he marched up with the Skinks and came up forward with everything else as fast as he could, and his character made it up in the woods, and the Skinks came up around the right flank, which can be seen here in this one. And then going with magic, he got Wisdoms off on his unit, on his old one, and he also tried casting the bound spell there from his Baslodon, which was dispelled. And then it was my turn, so starting out I charged my Demigryphs at his Skinks just to clear them out. And obviously he fled. I generated 4 steam points on my Steam Tank and went up into his Scarvet and did not fail difficult terrain. Other than that, I just moved my Wizard Lord to the left there so we can get a line of sight to get some of his spells off. And just sitting back, and I built the tent just to open up a little bit of cannon fire on them. And I also moved up my Great Swords here just to make sure that I could charge these Skinks to get rid of them and potentially try to come around the flank through the forest here. And I figured if I charged in the first turn before, without moving up, I was a pretty long charge and just gave him a free turn of standing and shooting against me. And then magic phase. On this I got Pit of Shades, which scattered and got in between roughly the both units of source there and took off 1 from one unit and 3 from the other. Then I went to shoot my cannons at his monsters, and one of them misfired, like they always do for me. But the other one hit the Stegodon, well, the ancient Stegodon, and can only get 3 wounds on it. That could be either 3 wounds left or 2 wounds on it. I'm not entirely sure how that was marked. And then combat. With the impact hits from the steam tank and d6 plus 3d3 from the steam points, it's able to annihilate his Carnosaur and the Scar Vet. And starting on Lizardmen's turn 2, tried rallying his skinks and they did not, way out of range of the general. So leadership 5 now with the new edition, even though he gets 3 dice. It's still really difficult to pass that one. Other than that, he just continued moving up because his charge ranges were really far to make with any of the other ones here. As you can see, he just moved up. Took some pop shots with his blowpipes and my great swords. Only got 2 though, luckily. Normally he takes out a lot more than that for me. And I'm surprised he didn't try to shoot at the steam tank. Just because poison and you don't need to roll to wound now, so you don't need to worry about the toughness 6 on that thing. But then again, he would have got soft cover, so it probably would have been 7s to hit, so that would have been irrelevant. So now I took my demigriffs and just angled them because I figured that I'm probably gonna try to get a charge off on them next turn. If not, I can also try to get the flank of those Source Warriors over there, who actually did get charged by my knights. They're not quite touching just because my models have these lances angled downward, which looked cool when I first started building them, but ended up being a pain when it comes down to pushing into contact with enemy models. And also my halberdiers charged up at his guys, his source, and the steam tank generated 4 steam points again and charged the Basclodon in the flank. Now I'm not entirely sure if I actually did this right, because I know you're supposed to maintain a 1-inch gap between your models at all time, enemy and foe. Friend and foe. So I'm not entirely sure, looking at it, if I actually could have fit in there in my horde formation. I might have had to switch out of that to get in there. I'm not entirely sure though, of how this, if it was totally legal or not. And also the Celestial Harconum went up, so that would get my +1 to hit, which I will forget to use. And my greatswords to charge the skinks to try to get them out of there, and they fled. And then for combat, the steam tank went in. This is after combat, and with the impact hits, the d6 plus d3, it totally destroyed the Basclodon. And then here we have halberdiers. They took 4 casualties from the source, and they dealt out quite a bit more. I know I got one of the warrior priest spells off. I'm pretty sure it was the 5 of wards saved on this one, which saved them pretty well. Otherwise, the source broke from combat, and for some odd reason, whenever we roll, I can never catch him. Every single time, it's like he always rolls higher than me. And then on the left, knights went to combat. They killed quite a few guys. And all those casualties are from his old one with his potion of strength, so I think he was strength 7 or 8. But when he had the no armor saves allowed, so that just chewed right through my knights. If I knew he had that, I would have definitely tried to get the 5 of wards spell with the warrior priest. I think I had the reroll to wound on that unit. So reroll to wound, reroll to hit. Got a pretty good amount there. from the overrun here, they actually got into the ancient Stegodon, just missed the Skink Priest. But afterwards, this is a friendly game, we realized that he was supposed to be steadfast. He forgot about that for having more ranks than knights. So we ended up pulling them back to roughly where the battle line was for those and put them together, which you'll see in later slots. And then here is went to rally his skinks, and they rallied, surprisingly. And all those models behind are just dead models. These guys keep fleeing. And he does rally both his Saurus, but the ones on the left there with his old one will be moving back to the former battle line. And then this was surprising. I did not expect this. I absolutely forgot their movement 6 with the skinks and the scrocs. And he charged my demigriffs. And I elected to hold just because so close to the table edge, if I fled, I was going to be right off the board. And then we fought combat, and his skinks actually surprisingly did 2 wounds to me, even though I had my 1-up armor save. But actually, yes, he had the biting blades, so that wouldn't have changed that at all. And then when I attacked back, stupidly, I didn't try to play the odds and try to go after the crocs. I believe if I played the odds there, I would have gotten 2 crocs dead, and I think 2 or 1 wounds in the other, probability-wise. And if I did that, I wouldn't have had the other ones, no, 3 of them attacking me back, and actually killing off 2, a total of 2 demigriffs. So then after that, in combat res, I broke and he chased me down. And then here's when we brought the knights back up with the Saurus warriors here to fight out this combat. So put that back. And moving on, there's a picture of the Scroc unit defeating my demigriffs. And now he's just gonna have free reign at my cannons, pick up 240 extra points there. Oh, by the way, too, he did have Wisdoms on there. This guy, so plus one strength and toughness. So it makes toughness 5. Really hard to kill them at that point. Here's the next combat here. I charged my Halberdiers back up at these guys, thinking I could try to take them on again. Beat them the first time, why not the second? Hopefully this time I can beat him and actually chase him down. And this combat, I do believe... Oh, I beat him. I do believe I chased him down and caught him afterwards. And I didn't take that many casualties. Because then again, I'm keep trying to cast the ward save, so that way I can save my guys, because light armor against strength 4, he has no armor saves, so he's just attacking them out in the source or nothing to, look down upon, strength 4 with 2 attacks. Those guys mean business. And then my greatswords are trying to march around this forest here to potentially come in to a flank charge on those Saurus. But I end up defeating those guys, so, greatswords actually were pointless in this battle. The only thing they did is made those skinks over there flee and collect like 60 or 50 points. And this happened. What are the odds? Misfires on both my cannons. One of the cannon on the left was trying to shoot at the Scroc unit there to just try to weaken them a little bit so they don't totally annihilate me. When they come in here, figured, what the hell. And the other one was trying to shoot at the Stegodon or character sniping. One of his wizards. Yep, see his wizards up there. I believe that's the guy I was shooting at, or the ancient stag. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, taking this picture, I'm pretty sure I was going after the skink priest. Or, actually no, I believe, no, the dice, you can barely see, I believe it's, no, that's a shield red, I thought it was my red dice. I'm pretty sure I took a shot at the old one, just so that way if it bounced at all, I could also hit the ancient stag. But misfired it. So then we go to his turn. his Ancient Stag did charge my Arc Lector, and I fled because I figured I'd just die from the impact hits, and that's d6 plus 1 impact hits on that. I believe there's strength 5 or 6. And yeah, he's only got a 2-up armor save with toughness 4. He'll get ripped apart by that. Granted, he does have the 5-up ward, but I don't think that's, you play the odds that it's 4.5 hits roughly, and then 2 wounds, and he's got 2 left, so yeah, I didn't want to take the chance there. And then his Scrock unit turned up just to, come at my cannons. And there's the picture of the Ancient Stag chasing my guy, and my Steam Tank is there, my Celestial Harconum, and I will eventually, I believe, go after that. And there is my Halberdiers, and actually that 1 dice there is for my Warrior Priest. Actually, he went and tried to go after my Warrior Priest to try to get some points there with his source, and he got 3 wounds on him and failed the armor saves, but then I actually made 2 6-up parry saves to save him, so he only took 1 wound instead of just dying. And rallied my Arc Lector, and I cast Occam's Mind Racer on him just to kind of defer anyone from charging him, more of like a hey, don't charge me, you're gonna get annihilated type deal. And I shot my cannon, and I shot and killed the Ancient Stag to clear that off the board and get a lot of points there. And then I went and I shot my other cannon at his old one, and I went to roll the wound and rolled a 1. It just sucks when that happens. You just, only dice roll. And so then he moves up, takes out a cannon, whoop-de-doo, knew that was going to happen. And then that happened. I did not think he was going to do that. But he does have the no armor save, so I can still dish him out slowly and surely, but his guy's locked up now in combat for a while, and I can just grind him down. And he did cast his other spell, not Grisom's, the Curse of Antihero on my guy. So if I get a -1 to hit modifier, and I need to take a dangerous terrain test. Yep, it has dangerous terrain. Treats all open terrain as dangerous terrain, so to move, I would need to take out with every single guy. Which turned out I wouldn't charge this guy because of that. I was a little afraid of that. But I figured my great swords would be able to come around there and help out and kill those guys. And there's the Curse of Antihero on them. And then he runs into my next tank, my next cannon. Knew that was going to happen. I went to generate steam points 2 on my steam tank, but I had so many wounds that I kept, not generating and like losing D3 and all that from the mishap table. I was contemplating trying to generate 5 and potentially try to blow myself up and kill him too, but I figured that this guy was going to be stuck there the rest of the game, so I wasn't going to sacrifice it. You can see he keeps stacking up the wounds on it. 4 wounds now. And then this happened. He actually, surprisingly, he attacked with the, I think it's like, you can attack with 2 or 3 Croxagors. And he did not kill a single one. Really bad rolling on that. Obviously you should rip through the crew like nothing. And then, he's got, 3 ranks there and a charge. And I believe they have full command too, yeah. So he's got his banner. And I roll Snake Eyes to stick, which really helpful now. I tie them up for an extra turn, so that way they won't be coming up the rear of anything or getting any extra points like the Celestial Harconum. And there's the steam tank and old one. Just keep grinding away, and he keeps giving me more wounds. And there's another round of combat, an additional one for me. And then finally he kills the tank. Oh wow, not the tank, the cannon. And the skinks run up there to take some pop shots at the Huracanum. And I believe they give it they give it tunes. No, it had tunes left. But still poison on that. And that thing has a really crappy armor save. Only a 5 up. And the warrior, the art collector there is just running out of there to say bye. Don't give any free points that way. And the Huracanum I turned around just so that way I wouldn't get a rear charge, but I believe this was turn 6, so that wasn't going to happen anyway. And I did just decide, hey, screw the curse around here, and I'm going to charge him. I need to break him through combat res. The steam tank can't do it, so I figured go with these guys. I'll get 3 ranks here, 2 banners, and a charge. And break them that way, and I come in, don't do any wounds to him, I believe, and actually no, I did do wounds to him, and I killed him that way with enough strength for attacks. And the steam tank didn't do that, but engineer kept attacking, doing nothing. And I did remember my +1 to hit from the Huracanum, which is to the bottom. You can't really see it, but even the bottom of this picture. With hatred from the warrior priest, it helped a lot.